So I have to tell you guys, today, what we're doing today is one of my favorite things to do. And I don't actually know why, but I love doing this stuff. If you are going to go into any kind of science in your life, if you're going to be a scientist or an engineer, you'll do this stuff all the stupid time, okay? You'll also do this stuff in your real life, okay? It's called unit conversions, okay? And I really don't know. They're just beautiful and elegant, especially when you get a lot of them. So let me show you how it's done, okay? Especially because we have the standard system of measurement. Unit conversions are totally a thing, and they can be a little bit challenging if you don't know how to do that. It's a little bit easier with metric, but that's, we don't have metric, so we need to learn unit conversions. Okay, so let's say I know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay? How do I write that as a ratio? Hannah.
12 to 1.
12 to 1. There are 12 inches to 1 foot. Or, what if I write it as foot to inches? Yes?
1 to 12.
1 to 12. So what's the value of these ratios? What's the value of this ratio? 12 inches over 1 foot. What's the value of this ratio? 1 foot over 12 inches. So I am 5.5 feet tall. And that's true. I am. I am 5.5 feet tall.
I thought you were 5.5.
That's a half. 0.5 is a half.
Oh.
Okay.
It was 6.
What?
Because it was 12 inches in a foot. I thought it would be 6.
Okay, but half is it's 6 inches is a half of a foot. But when I express it as a decimal, 0.5 means a half. This is 5/10. 5/10 is a half, okay? So I'm 5.5 feet tall. How many inches tall am I? How would I figure that out?
You'd multiply 12 by 5, and then you'd divide it by 2 and add that number to 12 times 5.
Or I could just multiply 12 by 5.5, right? So either way, yes.
I was gonna say divide. But that's
Now, why would I? Okay, so this is where you want to really watch your units. Do you remember how I told you yesterday that we can cancel units? You can cancel units. So, do I do 1 foot per 12 inches? Or do I do 12 inches per 1 foot? Which one do I use?
12 inches for 1 foot.
How do you know that? Okay, so look. If I use 12 inches per 1 foot, I get foot divided by foot. What happens if I have foot divided by foot? They cancel, and I'm just left with the inches. Okay, so what's 5? Okay, so a good way to do 5.5 times 12 was, what's 5 times 12?
60.
60. What's a half of 12? 6. So how many inches tall am I?
66.
66 inches tall, and I am. Okay, I'm 66 inches tall. Okay. This is really, really, really useful, okay? So, what if, here's one that I do every day. Every day I do this. Every day I come to school and I don't have a class first period. And I'm just doing stuff on the computer, getting ready for the day. So I usually actually eat my breakfast here at school, okay? So I bring my oatmeal dry to school. And then I need to cook my oatmeal at school, okay? So I need 2/3 of a cup of water for my oatmeal. Okay? I do not have cup measurements at school. All I have is milliliter measurements. But I know that 240 milliliters equals 1 cup. So how do I figure out how much water to put in my oatmeal? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do, McKinley?
You divide that by 3 and then you multiply the thirds by 2.
Because I do 2/3 of a cup times 240 milliliters per cup. And I get, what's 2 times 240? That is a big number. What is it?
480.
480. What's 480 divided by 3? What is it?
160.
So how many milliliters of water do I put in?
160.
160. Do I need to have my 1/3 cup measuring cup?
No.
No, because I can do 160 milliliters and I measure 160, and I really truly do this every day. And I just about do the math every day, because you'd think I'd know at this point that I have 160, but sometimes I forget. Okay? Let's do another one. Okay, because these are just ratios. If I know that there is 3 feet to 1 yard, which there are 3 feet in 1 yard. Yes,
All of these examples you're giving are on the assignment.
they are on this one. Yep, I'm doing that kind of on purpose. There are 3 feet in 1 yard, and there are 12 inches to 1 foot. How many inches are there in 1 yard? And how do we figure that out? What do we do? Ashley, should we make these into values first, into fractions? So it's 3 feet to 1 yard and 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay? So what do I do? Ashley's blanking on us. It's all right. What do you think, McKinley?
You multiply the 12 inches by 3.
Because if I have 12 inches by 1 foot, and I have 3 feet to 1 yard, then my feet are going to cancel, right? So 12 times 3 is how many inches per yard? What's 12 times 3? What is it, Nathan?
Isn't 3 feet a meter?
3 feet is not a meter. 3 feet is a yard. A meter, 1 meter, is actually 39 inches. It's a wee bit bigger than a yard. Just a bit, but it's 39 inches. Let's see how much a yard is. So we have 12 times 3 is what? Marty?
36.
A yard is 36 inches.
Why call it a whole different thing if it's only 3 inches bigger?
Oh, but 3 inches adds up over time. So a yard is not, they're super duper close, just like a liter and a quart are super duper close, but a liter is a teeny bit bigger than a quart, and a meter is a teeny bit bigger than a yard. Okay, so they're a little bit bigger. Okay. All right, should we do another one? You guys want to do another one? What if, here's another big one, pounds to kilograms, okay? I weigh 130 pounds. And I know that there are 2.2 pounds per 1 kilogram. So how many kilograms do I weigh? Can we figure that out? Okay, so here's a question. Do I multiply the 130 times 2.2 or do I divide it? And how do I know? What do you think, Ashley? How do you know that? How do you know that you divide? Because we've been multiplying all the other things. Shouldn't I keep multiplying? What do you think, Gideon?
Because we need to figure out how many kilograms are in 130 pounds.
Yep, I need to figure out how many kilograms. Because this is 2.2 pounds per kilogram. But is it also 1 kilogram per 2.2 pounds? Do you guys see that? Do these mean the same thing? They're different values, but we're comparing different ratios. So if I have 130 pounds, if I multiply that by 2.2 pounds per kilogram, what happens to my units? I have pounds times pounds. Do they cancel?
No.
No, I have pounds times pounds. That's pounds squared. That's not what I want in my life. I want my pounds to cancel. I want pounds divided by pounds. So I need to set it up so I have 1 kilogram divided by 2.2 pounds. And what is that? What's 130 divided by 2.2? Who has a calculator? Someone count?
It's 59.
I weigh 59 kilograms.
0.09.
59. We're gonna round it. It's 59.09. We're just gonna call it 59. So I weigh 59 kilograms. Okay, so if I go to the doctor, they're actually gonna weigh me in kilograms because medicine is dosed by grams per kilogram. Like if you want Tylenol, it's 10 to 15 grams per kilogram of body weight. So I multiply this by 10 to 15 to know how many grams of Tylenol I should have, okay? And you don't want to take too much Tylenol because it can hurt your body, but you also don't want to not take enough Tylenol and have it not help your headache, right? So you need to, like Gideon is gonna need more Tylenol than Ashley because he has a bigger body and it's fine, right? So if you're a bigger person, you need more medicine than if you're a smaller person, and it's just is, right?
Yeah.
Because Gideon's a bigger guy. Gideon might need 2 Tylenol, where Ashley probably only needs 1. Or a half of a 1, right? So you want to make sure that you're taking the right amount of medicine, okay? Should we do another couple ones of them? There are 8 fluid ounces per cup. Now here's where life gets super confusing. There are ounces of weight and there are fluid ounces. It's a measurement, right? 16 fluid ounces of water is a pound, but 16 fluid ounces of rice is not a pound.
What?
I know, this is why I wish we would just go metric, but we don't. So here we are. So there's 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup, okay?
Is it how much it weighs?
It has to do with the weight of water, but fluid ounce is actually a measurement of volume, not of weight. I wish we would just go metric, and then we would just have milliliters and kilograms, and it wouldn't matter. But we don't.
It's easier for science.
It's easier for actually everything. But we live in America, so we don't.
Different.
So I need to teach you how to survive in America. So if we have 8 fluid ounces per cup, let's say I need to measure, give me a number,
400.
4. 3. 3.
3 cups. We need,
This is the first thing I popped in my mind, so
I would have gone with the 400 fluid ounces, but we're gonna go with 3 cups. If I have 3 cups of milk, and my recipe needs 3 cups of milk, well, how many fluid ounces in that?
24.
What?
24.
So you multiplied by 8 fluid ounces per cup, and you got what, Gideon?
24.
24 fluid ounces.
Just imagine how
8 times 3.
8 times 3. You did 8 times 3 is 24. Okay, and then cups cancel. If you have cup divided by cup, they cancel. If your units don't cancel and you end up with cups times cups, then you did it backwards. You flip it. Okay. Should we do another one, or are you guys feeling okay? Let's do another one. If you're feeling okay, then start ignoring me and start working on your assignment. If you're not feeling okay, we'll do a couple more. Okay? This is where the metric system gets lovely. The prefix kilo means 1,000, okay? So 1 kilometer equals how many meters?
1,000.
1,000. Math gets easy with the metric system. So if I say that I'm going to go 7 kilometers, how many meters is that? If Marty,
7,000.
you did that crazy fast. What did you do to get that crazy fast?
Well, 7 times 1 is 7, and then I just added 0.
7 kilometers times 1,000 meters per kilometer. The math is super easy. She just added a bunch of zeros. And we have 7,000 meters. Okay, yes.
Are you allowed to use our calculators?
Are you allowed to use your calculators on this assignment? Yes, you are. Okay,
You told us that.
I told you that, but that's okay. It's okay to
I
double
thought
check.
you said you can use them on the quiz, and I didn't know if you meant quiz.
Quiz and assignment today. I'm going to let you use calculators, okay? What if, okay, so here's a question. Milli means 1,000th. There are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter. So how many millimeters are there in 7,000 meters? How many?
7?
Not 7.
77.
1,000 millimeters per 1 meter times 7,000 meters equals what?
700,000? Or is it
7. Let's just start right. How many zeros are you going to have?
3?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
7 million millimeters
What?
in 7,000 meters, which is 7 kilometers. So if you run 7 kilometers, you could come home and say 7 kilometers. You could come home and say, "Whoo! I just ran 7 million millimeters," and it's a little more impressive, right? We should measure everything in millimeters. No, we shouldn't, because that would be at really
Big number.
really big numbers, right?
If you ran like 2,700 kilometers, and you would come home and say, I ran like 1,000,000,000 millimeters.
Yeah, actually, for real. Now, 2,700 kilometers. Is it realistic for a person to run? So we're used to miles, right?
Yeah, not kilometers.
2,700 kilometers. How much would that be in miles? Now, I need to look up. I don't have the kilometers to miles memorized. 1 mile is, oh, it's not even on here. We're not going to be doing this, but it's kind of fun to do it for practice.
1 mile is 27.
Let me look it up.
1 mile is not 27. What?
Sorry.
This is the answer. I don't even know what that is. It's like, no, me too, so I'm supposed to. No. Do you have another mechanical pencil?
1 mile, okay. 1 mile is approximately, this isn't straight, guys, is approximately 5/3 kilometer. Okay?
My brain just died.
The brain just died.
Yeah.
So let's see if Gideon's really gonna run 2,700 kilometers.
Oh.
So 2,700 kilometers. Do I multiply it by 1 mile or do I divide it by 1 mile?
Divide it.
1 mile per 5/3 kilometers times 1 over 5. Let's write it like this.
Divide it.
There are 5 kilometers per every 3 miles. Ish. Close. It's not exact, but close. Okay? So if I say times 5 kilometers per 3 miles, does that give me what I want?
No, because you want to put the kilometers on the bottom and then the miles.
I want to put the kilometers on the bottom because right now I have kilometers times kilometers. Do the kilometers cancel?
No.
No. So does this do me any good?
No.
No. I need 3 miles per 5 kilometers. So I do 2,700 times 3, which I'm going to choose to do on a calculator actually. 2,700 times 3 is 8,100, and then divide that by 5. So that's 1,620 miles.
Holy cow.
Gideon.
Yep.
Are you going to run 2,700 kilometers?
Probably not.
I think you would die.
Yeah.
I think at the end of it, if you tried to run that much, you would fall over dead. Gideon, I would like you to please not run 2,700 kilometers because I like you and I don't want you to die. Okay.
You know what if he ran 27 kilometers in his entire lifetime?
Could you run 2,700 kilometers in your entire? Is that doable?
Yeah.
Yes.
Run a mile a day.
You run a mile. You're gonna be alive more than 20. How long? If you run a mile a day, or if you run, let's say you run a kilometer a day, since we're working with 2,700. If you do 1 kilometer per day,
That's 3 miles.
how many years will it take you to get to 2,700 kilometers? How many days are in a year?
324.
365.
365 days.
How do people remember how many days are in a year?
I was gonna say 60.
I don't know, it's just something that I remember. There's 365 days per year. So how many years will it take us to run 2,700 kilometers?
About 7. About 7.
360, so we're gonna get a train, okay?
Almost been 9 years.
If we do 1 kilometer per day times 1 kilometer per day, okay? So how many kilometers are we gonna run per year?
365.
365 kilometers per year,
I want to say 100.
okay? But we're going 2,700 kilometers, do we multiply it by the 365 or do we divide it?
Divide.
Divide, because we need 1 year for 365 kilometers
Okay, so
equals, how long does Gideon have to live to pull this off? 2,700 divided by 365 is 7.39 years. Gideon, do you think you're going to live 7.39 more years?
yeah.
Yeah, you'll be, let's see, you're 12?
No, I'm 11.
You're 11. 11 plus 7. If you run a kilometer a day, then by the time you're 18, you'll have run 2,700 kilometers.
Holy cow.
I sincerely hope Gideon lives to be 18, right? I'm an old woman, and I'm even going to live 7 more years, I hope. I'm 45. 45 plus 7 is 52. I darn well better live to be 52. Now, my mom is 81.
She can still live out.
She could live to be 88, but she genuinely actually might not.
I don't think she'll be able to run every day.
She might live until she's 100. I think my mom's mom lived until she was 88 or 89. So my mom actually might not live 7 more years. My mom might not be able to pull this off, but she might. I don't know how much longer. My mom's old. My mom's 81, right? Like, that's old. And
91 is old.
91 is
My
older.
great.
What was that?
I don't think she wants to run each day though.
I don't see my mom running a kilometer every day because my mom is 81. My mom is old people. She better not watch this video. But old people generally don't run a kilometer a day, and that's okay. So, but that's all right. But could I run a kilometer a day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally doable for me to run a kilometer a day. Maybe we should all make a pact to run a kilometer a day. I actually walk. I walk 2 miles every day walking my dogs. If I just run
How
those.
many dollars?
Walking.
I have 2 dogs, and they drag me down the road hard.
I wonder.
One drags me down the road, so I walk my dogs like this. This hand holds Cookie, and she's dragging me down the road, and this hand holds Chip, and Chip's just like, hey, we're going for a walk, and he's happy. But Cookie's like, oh, we're going for a walk, and she's dragging me down the road. My dogs have different
I
personalities.
wonder how many miles we walk in a school day.
I have a Fitbit,
Same.
and I walk a lot more than you guys do because you're sitting there doing your assignment, and I'm walking around the classroom, and just in a school day, walking around the classroom, I'll easily get in 8,000 steps, which is about a little more than a mile for me.
Well, the other day I got 15,000.
Do you want to know something cool? Here's something cool, and then we'll stop the video and let you guys do your assignment. If you take 2 steps, 2 normal steps, okay? So left foot, right foot, you have walked about as tall as you are.
What?
Hmm?
Wait, so
One of your steps is about half of how tall you are,
I'm short.
right? So that's why. How many of you have ever walked with somebody who's a lot taller than you?
What if you face plant?
Right? So you're walking, let's say you're walking down the street with your dad, okay? And let's say we've got Ashley, who is probably, I'm gonna say Ashley's not as tall as her dad, right?
death.
So Ashley's walking down the street with her dad. Ashley has to take more steps to keep up with her dad. Because her dad is taking giant dad man steps. And Ashley's taking cute little Ashley steps. And Ashley's, so my husband, I am 5'6", my husband is 6'2". Every 2 steps that he takes is about 6'2".
So that's like 3 feet and 1 inch.
Kind of something interesting. So a mile on that thing, and then we'll stop. A mile is 5,280 feet. Okay? So this is kind of a fun fact. Fun fact says Mrs. Barlow. I have a bunch of random dumb facts in my head. A mile, guys, how they got a mile is 1,000 steps. I can't spell steps.
Can I spell
1,000
I don't know.
steps of a Roman soldier. So how tall was a Roman soldier?
like
Oh.
Really tall.
No, not really tall.
short?
If he's 5,280 feet, and it's not steps, it's strides. So every 2 steps is how tall you are. And I divide that by 1,000.
As tall as me.
The average Roman soldier was 5.2 feet tall.
Oh, I'm even taller than him.
I'm taller than them. I would say that who here is probably 5'2".
I'm over me.
Well, yeah, you're over 5'6".
I'm 5'1".
So I'm guessing probably.
Marty.
Stand up. Are you taller than me or shorter than me, Forrest? Forrest, I think that you are probably about 5'2". You're probably pretty close. Yes, we know that Gideon is. So Forrest is a.
5'1" and he's taller than me.
I don't think you're 5'1" because you're almost as tall as I am.
No, I'm 5'1".
When was the last time you were measured?
What's the
I'm itty
doctors?
bitty.
Okay,
I'm not even
so-
5 foot yet.
So Henry, guys, if we went to the doctor and he said he was 5'1", Henry is
Henry's
about as
5'8".
tall as Roman soldiers were. Okay.
Henry's 5'8".
Anyway, go ahead and go do your assignments. I'm going to stop this video.
That's a smaller soldier.